Díomh gach aine agus fáilte chuig Treaty City News.
The headlines. Giving old paint a new life for a more sustainable Limerick.
A new UL programme connects student carers with key supports. A new musical brings Dr. Seuss characters to a fresh audience.
Student carers at the University of Limerick are calling for recognition as they juggle studies and caregiving. A new programme has been set up to better connect them with on-campus supports. Chris Quo has more on this.
Caring for a loved one with a serious illness or disability takes time and energy. Now, imagine juggling that with lectures and essays. In Ireland, more than 15,000 student carers face this struggle daily, often without support, recognition, or even a break.
What would be good for student carers? Definitely, there's the whole thing of time. Sometimes we don't have time for ourselves, yet alone college work. Now that I'm back on placement, I've picked up a little bit more. If I'm the first one up, I'll help get the medications ready for them. And recognition is probably the biggest one, because you don't hear a lot about student carers, and most young carers don't know that they're carers. I know I didn't find out until about fifth year, and I technically had been a young carer since I was 2.
Second-year education student Connor cares for his 17-year-old brother Daniel, who has a genetic disorder. To help students like him, the University of Limerick has launched a new program offering financial assistance and signposting student carers to other support services on campus.
I think flexibility is something that's required, particularly for a family carer. If you have someone who is looking after a relative who might have a mental condition or mental illness, and they have an acute episode of that, and that may happen overnight, and that young student is up all night with that person, and they're due in for an exam the next day. There is a lack of understanding sometimes, and with that may come a lack of empathy or compassion of a person's circumstance. So I think it's being that support of just the listening ear. As I mentioned, we're not going to solve maybe the situation at home for them, but we can listen to this young person.
Now, the program is still in its early stages, but those working on it say more resources are coming. For student carers like Connor, one thing is clear: even a small effort is a big help. This is Chris Quo reporting for Treaty City News.
Have you ever wondered what happens to leftover paint? In Limerick, a new store is remixing old paint to promote more sustainability. Kata Bergman reports.
Last week we painted our town green. Now it's time to green our town's paint. About 38 tonnes of paint get discarded every week in Ireland. The Reel of Paint initiative gives those colourful leftovers a second life.
So we collect paint that people leave at the Civic Community Centre in Mungret. We can collect basically all interior water-based paints, and we can remix them and repurpose them and then sell them again.
In their brand new shop in Unit 17 in the Galvone Industrial Estate, the initiative now sells the remixed paint to the public. For affordable prices starting at €15, you can brush up your kitchen in sky blue or take home upcycled furniture, all made by hand.
We go to the recycling centres and we pick up the paint. We bring it back here. This is where we repurpose the paint. We open the tins, we check all of them for impurities, smells, textures, stuff like that, and repurpose it. Basically, we clean it, colour it, re-clean it, tin it up, sell it. So it doesn't go back into the environment. So it's a win-all situation. People get cheaper paint and good quality paint, and we help the environment at the same time.
In 2025, the initiative already saved more than 500 litres of paint from being incinerated. By opening their doors to public sale, they hope to reduce even more. In an era where caring for the environment is more important than ever, the Reel of Paint initiative paints a greener future for Limerick and proves that great colour never goes out of style. Kata Bergman, Treaty City News.
After all those years being stuck on a page, did you ever imagine you'd see Dr. Seuss on a stage? Now Seussical is here, there's no telling what may ensue, but Luke Allen is here to give you a clue.
Lights, camera, action. UL Musical Theatre Society will be toe tapping and step sliding across the bell table stage in this year's production of Scully the Musical. Ahead of tomorrow's opening night, our main question for the show's director: is he alone in the universe?
I'm eating, sleeping, breathing Scully right now, trying to block all our scenes, get all our musical rehearsals done, even try to get our costumes, our set, everything on board. And with the show being now next week, I don't think I've slept a wink.
Scully the Musical runs for 3 nights in a row, starting tomorrow at the Bell Table Theatre in Limerick. Last year's production won Best Event at Thursday's UL Clubs and Socks Awards. This year, Society Chairperson Sally Fox is looking for a ringing endorsement from a wider audience.
And it was kind of a different angle that we went for this year. We normally would do more mature shows, but we thought Scully was a fresh new look. It's really colourful, it's really bright, the music is really, really nice. And yeah, it's just a great show for everyone to come and see.
It doesn't matter whether you like green eggs and ham, hear a who, or beef from Salou, because I have a hunch that this show is going to pack a punch. Luke Allen, Treaty City News.
And now over to Paul on sports.
Thank you, David. And what a week of sport it has been. Promotion and relegation, comebacks, heartbreak, drama, and that's just the TCN newsroom. We'll start with soccer, where an air of positivity has been restored for the Republic of Ireland men's team following their Nations League B playoff against Bulgaria, which saw them achieve back-to-back victories for the first time since 2022. Manager Heimer Hallgrimsson will be encouraged by Evan Ferguson's return to the score sheet, many viewing him as a key figure for Ireland's World Cup qualification hopes, with top seeds Portugal now taking the final spot in Ireland's Group F. Closer to home, while there was disappointment for the Limerick hurlers who suffered defeat to Wexford at the Gaelic grounds, there was joy for the Limerick footballers who gained promotion from Division 4 following an emphatic victory over Waterford, inspired by St Senan's clubman James Naughton, who scored 4-12 of Limerick's 424, the highest individual score in an inter-county game since 1954. In rugby, Munster faced Connacht this weekend in an historic fixture which marks the first time that Castlebar's McHale Park hosts a professional rugby game. Just 3 points separate both sides in the United Rugby Championship following Munster's late defeat to Glasgow last Friday. However, the Red Army are boosted by the return of Tyg Byrne, Jack Crowley, Calvin Nash, Conor Murray and Peter O'Mahony, who rejoined the squad following Snick Station's duty with Ireland. Staying in Limerick, while the Treaty City might be synonymous for rugby and hurling, it's also Munster's home to one of the world's fastest growing sports. Caolan Scully ventured down to Paddle LK in Ballysimon to find out more about the sport that has taken Ireland by storm.
Drop it like it's hot. There's a new sporting craze sweeping across Ireland by the name of paddle, a mix between squash and tennis, and here in Limerick the locals are loving it. Having opened in January this year, it's fair to say this phenomenon is the hottest ticket in town.
So we've opened since the 24th of January. We've been very, very surprised and effectively blown away by the response so far. Currently we have 5,000 active members with the club, registered on our app, and proved to be very popular so far. Worldwide, it's seen as one of the fastest growing sports in the world. It's currently in the process of looking for entry into the 2032 Olympics. So kind of as a whole, worldwide, it seems to be quite a very popular, very growing sport.
Although Limerick is synonymous with hurling and rugby, there's a social element to paddle that has brought a community together.
There's a WhatsApp group at the moment, probably has 500 or 600 members in it, and it's very easy to just hop on and say you want to play at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday, and you'll get 3 or 4 players coming in to play with you that you've never met before.
In an era where sober socialising has replaced the old methods of pubbing and clubbing or wherever it might be, consumers are looking to be entertained for the value of money. At just €10 per person per hour, paddle is easy on the soul, easy on the pocket and cheaper than a night down the town. Caolan Scully, Treaty City News. I'm going to go play.
Taking Ireland by storm indeed. Speaking of which, a man who might need his own paddle if latest reports are anything to go by, here's Thomas O'Callaghan for TCN Weather.
Thank you, Paul. Well folks, we're springing forward this weekend, so don't forget to change your clocks. We're looking forward to longer evenings and nicer weather, so let's have a look at what's in store for the coming days. Well, we should have known. We're going to have to wait another little while for that nice weather, I'm afraid. Later tonight, we will have rain and drizzle, mainly in the west, with light southwesterly breezes. and it will be much the same on Thursday. Showers will be lighter over here in the east. Wind will pick up on Thursday night, and those showers will spread nationwide. Temperatures are expected to fall as low as 2 degrees in some places, so if you're going to opening night of Seussical the Musical, enjoy the racket but bring your jacket. On Friday, we can actually expect some sunny spells, but not without widespread showers and gusty westerly winds. Finally, on Saturday, we can see some sunshine in the north and in the south. But again, rain and wind moving in from the west mean it's not quite time for the barbecues yet. That's all the weather for now, but before we go, here's some tips if you're looking for things to do in the next few days. Munster are going to McHale Park, the home of Mayo GAA, to play Connacht in the rugby on Saturday. Bring jackets, hats, gloves, the lot, because McHale Park will be cold and breezy. If you're going to Croke Park on Saturday evening to see if Limerick can win the Division 3 football title, expect rain, so bring the coat and stay dry. I'm a Rossi, so hopefully we can all bring some silverware out of Dublin on Saturday evening. Finally, please remember that clocks move forward at 1 AM this Sunday morning. That's all for now.
From myself, Amy and all the team behind the scenes, thank you for watching Treaty City News. Slán agus beannacht.